Rivers State, employment generation for its youths remain the underlying factor driving projects geared to attract investment in the state. Well, this episode of Eye on Rivers takes a look at some of these initiatives designed to have a direct bearing on its people. I'm Onyi Sunday. Welcome to Eye on Rivers. Agriculture has been identified over time as the highest employer of labor and the quickest solution to food shortage. This realization, however, is yet to translate to commendable growth in the sector, especially in a country like Nigeria with a high rate of unemployment. Agriculture has been overlooked over the years owing to Nigeria's overdependence on oil. Rivers State is no exception. Being the hub of Nigeria's oil and gas resources, proceeds from this sector continues to serve as the state's economic mainstay and that of Nigeria as a whole. With the high level of unemployment came youth restiveness, making Rivers State one of the unsafe places for business of any kind in Nigeria. This status is fast changing, following moves by the state government to diversify its economy by all means. But first, a fundamental issue had to be taken care of.
There was this for us to begin to look at what do we have to get our students or our children back on track. And it became very necessary that the primary education function should be taken away from the local government, which had not good capacity in handling that.
Some quarters, however, have criticized the government's decision to lift the burden of providing education from the local government councils.
If you're dealing with development, there is a sense in which grassroots development is critical to the overall system of governance. And for Governor Amechi, his style really is to be able to allow players defend their sectors, for want of a better word. Now, if you're going to have people deal with development, and if you don't allow those in the communities, if you don't allow a bottom-up approach, then you stand the risk of what has always happened, where people who are far removed from those communities attempt to design for the people what their programs should be, or what their concerns are, what their development should be.
The government, however, believes its efforts at developing the state's infrastructure will amount to nothing if the populace are not prepared to appreciate and build on achievements recorded so far.
The agency is best known for work in the area of human capital development. In this area, we run a number of scholarship schemes. The most prominent one of those is the Governor's Special Overseas Scholarship Program. And this is an intervention scheme where we select about 300 students every year, young men and women of Rivers origin and some non-Rivers people who are long settled in Rivers State. And we place them in some of the best universities across the world.
While the state hopes many of these students will fit into the oil and gas sector, research of its workforce revealed that a great number of its populace may not fit in. Agriculture seemed the only option available to absorb this group of people. This realization has given rise to a number of agriculture projects across the state designed to employ youths and place the state on the path to becoming the agriculture center of Nigeria's South-South region. The Songhai Rivers Initiative Farm is one of such projects.
The model Songhai Farm is an integrated farm where you have primary, secondary, and tertiary sectors.
The Songhai Rivers Farm sits on 314 hectares of land and is about 20 times the size of the original Songhai Farm in Port Novo, Benin Republic.
You know that in Africa, what miss is the secondary sector. And that secondary sector, we need to develop it in order to save the harvesting post. You know, we are producing, our farmers are producing, but the only thing is that we lost a lot of. And the Songhai is developing that area. Developing that area and developing the primary sector by new technology of farming. New technology of farming means what? Means that we are harvesting around the world the new technique. Where somebody is producing on 1 hectare 2 tons of corn, with the new technology, we can harvest 4 and 5.
Here, low productivity associated with traditional agricultural methods are replaced with modern innovative technologies to attract and keep the youth in agriculture.
we need to secure food. We need to secure food in the world, mainly in Africa and in Nigeria. So the training is to make more and more people to learn agric. Because since we are eating, we need to know how to produce. We need to have some skills. And when we have those skills, when you produce, I produce, other people are produced, that make a larger area, a larger volume of production. It is why it is very important that we are harvesting, we are dragging many people to commit in production, to commit in farming.
The Songhai Farm is just one of many agro initiatives spearheaded by the state government, where a good number of youths are currently being trained and employed at the farm. The Adama Farm project in the community known as Iche is another huge initiative of the government to promote agriculture. 3 agricultural villages are being established on 3,000 hectares of land, with 1.5 hectares in each village catering to all forms of agricultural activities.
This is a program targeted at introducing young people to see agriculture for what it is, as the business of tomorrow. It's purely a bankable and commercially viable project. And what we have done as a state is created an incentive and an enabling environment by providing 300 houses to ensure that those who work there and those who live there will become agricultural entrepreneurs. They will not work for the company only as employees, but they would work as entrepreneurs. And it is our hope that with the training they would have received in business and management skills, training in agriculture, in use of agri equipment, they would be able to be on their own and be self-sufficient in agriculture.
The $140 million project in partnership with an Israeli company is to be completed in 2015. Nigeria is the largest producer of cassava, producing more than 45 million tons annually. However, about 90% of the production is carried out by smallholder farmers, including those in River State who continue to experience significant harvest losses, low yields, and non-competitive pricing. The state government has established a cassava processing plant to provide local farmers an opportunity to generate greater income. Recognizing the importance of value addition to the business of agriculture, every farm established by the state government is to run a processing plant to promote the sale of finished products.
We support farmers and others on the farm value chain, to enhance their ability to produce, food. So both in primary production of crops, trees, as well as in production, livestock production, aquaculture, and poultry, but also in secondary production, processing and value addition, and also in marketing, because without finding the right market for the produce, for the products, you haven't really achieved much, because what you produce you have to create value for, and you create the value in the markets. So for us, it's a chain, and supporting those who operate within that chain is vital.
The River State Banana Plantation is another huge investment the government is banking on to employ a large number of its youths. This greenhouse of banana plantation covers about 2,000 hectares of land. The produce from this farm is intended to serve as a major cash crop in the state. With 3,000 hectares of cocoa and mixed cropping in some parts of the state, and another 200,000 hectares of arable land still waiting to be cultivated, the vision to becoming the hub for agriculture in the South may not be far-fetched after all.
We have a lot of investment in the area of agriculture. We've just signed an agreement with SIAT of Belgium to take over the oil palm business, the rhizome palm estate that we have in River State, which again opens up that aspect to the public, and then employs a lot of our people that will discourage crime. We are currently looking for investors. We have 20,000 hectares of land that we want to engage in oil palm, further oil palm business. We're currently working with a Mexican company that wants to invest in banana farm, 2,000 hectares.
Aquaculture is another branch positioned to drive the state's economy and generate employment. This age-old occupation has suffered a huge setback over the years owing to oil spills. Today, River State is a beneficiary of a major innovation in fish farming in Africa. The Buguma Fish Farm is capable of producing 1,000 tons of fish annually.
This is definitely what we can say top-of-the-range technology in aquaculture in world terms, not just in Nigerian terms. And this is a commercial farm which will demonstrate the potential in aquaculture, and this is what I believe will attract investors to go into agriculture, modern agriculture, that can make a lot of money.
If you look at the possibilities for fishing in River State, as the name implies, we're surrounded by water bodies all over. And how much fishing is done in River State at the moment? Not too much. And if we begin to build on that, again, when I say we, I don't mean just government building on that. I mean generally attracting investors, or investors both within and outside of River State and outside of Nigeria, coming to take a look to see how much we can do to build a solid base in agriculture. Because if we're just talking of government pumping money into that sector, it's not going to be sustainable.
To be replicated in riverine communities across the state, this initiative is projected to employ 4,000 people, with room for investors to establish fish feed mills.
Government of River State is doing what I can call foundation work, showing that it can work if you come to invest. But the potentials are massive, and we haven't really scratched it.
With agricultural projects spread across the state, the government is pursuing the task of bringing the produce to its end users in Port Harcourt and beyond. Through massive road constructions, most riverine communities are now linked to the urban areas, seaports and airports for further business transactions.
Our desire is to ensure that we provide lasting and durable road infrastructure for all the 23 local governments of River State.
Most significant, however, is the construction of major link roads in riverine communities where roads never existed. The Trans-Calabari Road is one of such roads. With 6 bridges under construction, this project is costing the state over 20 billion naira.
As I speak to you, 20 out of 23 local government can be accessed by a very good road infrastructure. The other 3, basically Andoni Local Government Council and Opobo Local Government Council and Boni Local Government Council, is yet to be accessed by road infrastructure. Andoni and Opobo would have road infrastructure in the next 12 months.
The Ogoni-Andoni-Opobo Unity Road is designed to connect 3 riverine communities to the state's business districts. Built in the swamps, a 3-meter sand excavation is carried out before construction can begin. Constructing 10 bridges in the swamps is no easy task, as we are told.
The construction of this road is not easy. It is built within the swamp.
It is believed that in a few months, walks like this will be forgotten as members of these riverine communities utilize the roads at their disposal. Land reclamation projects are carried out in most riverine communities whose shorelines are being washed away. The reclamation is to afford the community farmlands for agriculture.